Hey guys, and welcome back to Sonic and the Secret Rings. We're starting off with a pretty cool level today, the Evil Foundry. And I asked Richie to have a bit of a peep into the lore before we started this to see if there were any evil foundries in the Arabian Nights. And did you find anything?
I can't find anything yet, but considering, there's 1001 nights, it's a wee bit difficult to go, yep, there is an evil foundry located in this particular story, because that's important. No, unfortunately, it can't work like that, as much as I wish it could.
Is this a castle?
Oh, I adore Evil Foundry's theme, unironically and wholeheartedly. Who's gonna rock the place? Who is gonna rock the place? We never find out.
Well, you see, the person who's going to rock the place is us. Because we are coming in and rocking it. Because we are just destroying everything as we go,
Spoken like a Cambridge professor with all the fun sucked out and whatnot.
I mean, I was kind of hoping Richie's notes on the actual story would tell us who rocked the place, but I'll take it no.
Yeah, like it has the lyrics to Evil Foundry in Arabic or some shit. Wow, Sega just copied this wholesale. What a bunch of hacks. Anywho, enough fucking ad-libbing. Flame, give me your Evil Foundry opinions, I crave them.
This level's fine, for the most part. Like, Evil Foundry does have some weird, funky jumps and that, and these spike doors can... you do have to pay a bit more attention than you have so far in the game. But... yeah, I think it's an okay level to start with. We will be coming back here later in the game, and that's when it gets annoying. But for now, it's okay.
Yeah, the base run through, great. The boss would be pretty good if it weren't for the controls, in which you have to do a lot of backing up.
Though, it would be pretty good if it weren't for the controls. There's a lot of this game, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm trying to not bash the controls every other second, because I think it's pretty self-evident to everyone that they're not the best. So I'd rather just discuss stuff level-headedly. I've really burnt out on the whole, you just bash shitty Sonic games and don't give any credit where credit is due, and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe I'm just becoming an old, positive fart. But that's just the way I like to do HellfireComms nowadays.
Oh, someone's sucking up for a mania review code. I see how it is.
Why won't you give me cupcakes, Aaron? What have I done to offend you?
I will say that, although I will rip this game a new one as I have been doing, this solely is aimed at the game. I know there will be people watching who do enjoy playing this, and that's fair enough. Maybe you are just seeing something I'm not, and to each his own. So fair play there.
Yeah. So Richie,
yes.
How did the Evil Foundry tickle you, my friend? That was a bullshit move, by the way. Just pop out of nowhere.
That was a ridiculous move. I really like the look and feel of Evil Foundry. Love the song. Who's Gonna Rock the Place is up there with Let the Speed Mend It. They're both just really rocking tunes.
Well, if you want to get pedantic, it's actually called The Palace That Was Found.
Who cares? Calling it Who's Gonna Rock the Place, because that is clearly the name of the song. Clearly. That's what it should have been. So yeah, I do quite enjoy it from what I remember. I know that there is some major bull that comes at certain points in it. I seem to remember having maybe a little bit of a struggle with it, for whatever reason. But... as you can imagine, it's been a very, very, very long time since I played Secret Rings because I hated it so much.
Wow.
So, I don't remember most of my up-to-the-point thoughts on most of the levels because it's kind of been blurred into I don't like Secret Rings, it annoys me. Which is annoying because there are elements of this game which were good / showed promise. It's just that, the gameplay mechanics are so janky to the point where, it sometimes makes the levels ever so slightly unplayable, being a little bit overly harsh.
It's perfectly playable. Finishing it is another story. I'm not talking about, running out of lives, because there are no lives in this game. It lacks a life system, which can you imagine Secret Rings with a live system?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking about. But, I can totally understand someone getting frustrated, putting it down, and never playing it. It's not a case of difficulty, it's a case of patience.
Exactly, and I mean the thing is that I can be pretty patient with games.
Well, you'd have to be patient to put up with me, yeah.
But the thing is that the games have got to do enough to be able to warrant that patience.
They've got to earn your patience, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it pisses me off. Because there are games that I love that have frustrated me. I mean, I do absolutely adore the Wonderful 101, but there are elements of that which are frustrating.
Yeah.
But I can tolerate that because I love what the game is doing, and it's got enough to make me want to push past that. Secret Rings has none of that. It's just a frustration from pretty much beginning to end. And, yeah, that just makes me sad.
That's the point. What's a janky game? And when I say janky, I mean stuff like it doesn't control perfectly 100% of the time, graphics in some cases like polish, etc, etc. It doesn't feel, the game feel isn't perfect, shall we say. What's a janky game that we love? Richie's already mentioned one. Flame, what's your favourite janky game?
Well, I think the obvious go-to ones are the adventure games, really, with Sonic, because, like, I have a lot of fun with them, but dear Christ, do they like to fuck up from time to time.
Well, let's go outside the realm of Sonic.
There are video games outside Sonic, this is new to me.
Yeah, okay.
but yeah, like, out of stuff I've played recently, the one that comes to mind is Enslaved Odyssey to the West, the Ninja Theory game.
I was going to say that exactly. It is charming as fuck, I had a great time playing it, but it's very repetitive, and it is janky, and the ending is, let's just say it's divisive.
It's open to interpretation, which may not be everyone's cup of tea.
Got a buttload of Andy Serkis in it though, and that's all I require, lads. I'm a happy camper.
Oh, definitely. Another game that I would think of would be Rodea the Sky Soldier. So obviously, when we did... Obviously the Wii version is the one that I would say is janky beyond all belief, but has enough in it to warrant some love and appreciation for it.
It's him.
And I'd say that's probably the best example of things that it has frustrating elements, but there's enough in the game to want to do stuff with it.
This chant, by the way, is repeated by Merlina at the start of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Indeed. Also, Iblis.
I wonder how many people played 06, came here and thought that was a reference to 06, because it's pretty much the devil, isn't it?
It's something along them lines.
Give me uno secundo, and I'll be able to tell you. Iblis is... well, it can refer from... it's a shaitan term, and can refer to any being who disobeys God and does evil, or indicates the particular shaitan Iblis. Also, shayateen, which are devils, are the offspring and servants of Iblis.
What's Jehannan then? Is that just hell?
So, shayateen are demons. And basically this is Islam that we're dealing with. Which makes sense, because it's Arabia.
Arabian Nights. It's not the 1001 American Nights, mate. That'd be a very different story.
So yes. And then obviously you've also got Ifrit, which is a very common thing in video games, really. You mostly think of Final Fantasy with the summon Ifrit, but basically Ifrit are supernatural creatures in some Middle Eastern stories, and in Islam specifically, the term refers to the most powerful and dangerous jinns, which are effectively genies of sorts.
Yeah, and if you've played Golden Sun, you'll probably have experience. Zawaldo, by the way.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get the chance to play again real soon.
Oh, we will, but not for a while. We have a couple new techniques now. We have Speed Break, which allows you to speed up, similar to, well, I say similar, it's like a lesser version of the boost in Rush, Unleashed, etc. It's I find it a tad fiddly, but more of which later. We also have Time Break, which slows everything down, including Sonic, which kind of defeats the point in my opinion, and
yeah,
not really a fan. I very rarely use time break. Speed break though, get through the game faster. Yes, please. I'll have triple helpings of that.
Yeah, but the speed up power in this, it doesn't work as fluidly because it's like you have to like acquire the pearls to build up your gauge and then just use it in one shot. It's not like, say, the Unleashed boost where you can just use it as and when you feel like it. And that kind of holds it back a bit, and it also means that you have to think ahead when you're using it, because if you just dart forward, chances are you're going to crash into something that you didn't see properly.
Yeah, it doesn't make you invincible, not by a long shot. We got the first of the races against Uhu here, who I'm guessing is meant to be Sonic. He's like a spirit of the wind, etc. And obviously Tails is represented by Alibaba, Sinbad you'll see later, and obviously we had King Shahryar being represented by Eggman. So again, it's one of the old cartoon staples of just putting well-known characters into... oh my god, this is cultural appropriation, isn't it?
I mean, technically, but...
Well, as long as it's done for the good of edutainment, I'm fine with that. So please don't attack me, please.
I'm writing my call-out post as we speak.
Oh, thanks, fam. Appreciate it. Don't worry, though. The rush meter, for lack of a better term, can be upgraded as you go on. And also you can, like, upgrade the amount of rings you can carry as well, which are cool, I guess. I also got a playtime of 010101. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh baby. That's coming back, by the way, Rocko's Modern Life, and it looks surprisingly good.
Barely know what that is, so cool.
There's quite a few of those classic cartoons that are coming back, which do look surprisingly decent, which is great.
If they're on Nickelodeon, yes. If they're on Cartoon Network, you get stuff like the Powerpuff Girls or Teen Titans Go.
I thought everyone loved them reboots.
No, Flame. Just no.
Alright, what are we dealing with now, then?
Then we escape back here.
Oh, so were you just in the middle of telling a story? Like, it feels like this should have been part of the other cutscene, and then we unlocked Levitated Ruin.
Maybe, I'm losing track of this, so was that like a story in a story, or what? Yeah, you can only get so many layers in before it gets like really fucking confusing.
The roof?
It's a giant bird.
I mean, we're already in storyception because we're watching a video game story which is taking place within the Arabian Nights of the game. So we're already a story within a story.
By the way, why was Sonic reading the 1001 Arabian Nights? Like, I'm not trying to say he's book dumb or anything, but it strikes me as like he'd rather be out experiencing the adventures than reading about them. We got a very small glimpse of Sonic's house, by the way.
I know, which is fascinating because that just does not happen. Why do we need to see Sonic's house? I mean, obviously, Sonic Boom's kind of changed that, and that takes a lot of time in Sonic's place. But we don't need to know that he has a house. We don't care. We just want to see the bloody hedgehog run.
What an odd criticism. Although, I will say you could improve Sonic Labyrinth by having a cutscene at the start where Eggman climbs in through Sonic's bedroom window, steals his shoes and replaces them with the slowdown ones. That's the actual story of the game, by the way. I'm not making that up.
Yep. Like, to be fair, you could improve Sonic Labyrinth by just not making it, but still.
Yeah, true. Oh god, we're gonna have to cover that. No, actually, no. I did that with Some Call Me Johnny and FDA. Haha! Fuck you!
Yes!
I'm not touching it!
Although, saying that, I do have footage of all the other 8-bit games ready whenever the fuck we feel like getting to it.
Oh, well, the only other two Sonic games on the agenda for this year are Mania and Forces. Mania will probably be either September or November, and I guess Forces will be December. Anywho, Levitated Ruin. I am a big fan of floating battalions in the sky. I fucking loved Egg Fleet, pretty much everything about it, from level design to music in Sonic Heroes, and this is basically an Ancient Stone version of that. So a few finicky missions aside, I'm a big fan of Levitated Ruin. Its aesthetic is pretty good, the music's great, which I'm not sure, is this the other track besides Pirate Storm that doesn't have any lyrics?
Must be.
I'm not hearing any, so I assume so.
Well, make up some in your head. Richie, what was your opinion on Levitated Ruin, mate?
I love the aesthetic of Levitated Ruin. It's glorious. But there are definitely a few highly frustrating moments in this level most of which revolve around trying to kill enemies in tight spaces like this.
Yeah, I get you.
Which can be slightly annoying, and also platforms that disappear behind you from what I seem to recall, and yeah, there are just a few elements which are really annoying.
The worst part for me are during the flat ground parts you have wind physics,
Oh, yeah,
which
there's that as
actively
well.
blow you back, and trying to make jump dashes forward while being constantly blown back with rocks being thrown in your face isn't my idea of a good time.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it has some of the worst wind physics I've seen in a video game, and I'm not entirely sure why they went with it like it was, but and the rest of the level makes up for it. I mean, look at that shit right there.
Yeah, I mean, that is gorgeous, and that is why this is an interesting level. It's just, once again, as with pretty much everything in Secret Rings, the concepts are there that are good, and this could make a really amazing level. But when you get to the gameplay mechanics, that's where everything gets let down, and that's just disappointing.
Do we have any information on, like, the Rue, or Rock, or whatever? R-U-K-H, I believe it was spelled.
Yes, I can definitely get you information on the Rock, or however the hell you would pronounce it. So, it's an enormous legendary bird of prey in popular mythology of the Middle East. Mostly popularised by, well, in Arabian fairy tales and sailors' folklore. You've got Ibn Battuta, which tells of a mountain hovering in the air over the China Seas, which was the Rook. And then the 1001 Nights tales of Abd al-Rahman and Sinbad the Sailor both include the Rook, and they're both very popular in the Middle East.
Right.
It had its origins, according to Rudolf Wittkower, in the fight between the Indian solar bird, the Garuda, and the chthonic serpent Naga, so chthonic is pretty much earthly.
I hear Garuda. I think I just realised what the origin of Garudamon in Digimon is.
Yes, it's based on the Garudas, which is a sort of human-bird hybrid type thing. And, I mean, the whole thing between the Garuda and the Naga is fascinating. That's quite a useful thing in literature. Well, not in literature, but in bear mythology. Because it's all to do with the Garuda getting hurt by his cousins, I think, or whatever, which are the snakes, and then eventually he wins and succeeds, and it's all good, but we don't really want to be dealing with the Garuda because the Rook's more important to what we're dealing with.
Anything else to address on it?
Not hugely, I think. I mean, other than obviously it's well, there are some comparable mythic birds. So the Persian Simmer or Simurg, I'm not sure. And then also there's an immortal bird called the Emerge. I don't know if that's Cinemerv or Cinemerv. I can't quite see. It's either an I or an L, and I can't tell.
Jesus, I kind of blacked out going that fast back though.
But yes, that's everything that I've got on the route for the time being.
Thank you very much, Rich.
But I can jump into a bit about Sinbad if you choose to, since that's, you know, who we're going to try and save right now.
Well, let's just finish the level and meet the dude himself, and then you can go on into the spiel. You gotta have cooldown after a Richie rant, because otherwise your brain will just get overloaded and you'll remember you're watching a Let's Play and tune out and go watch something more, I don't know, conducive to quality.
Well, to be fair, probably do a good shout watching anything other than Secret Rings, because it's Secret Rings.
Richie, you're not good at shilling our playthroughs, mate, come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you see, this is why you should go and watch the Unleashed playthrough, because that's actually a lot better and it's a much better game.
No, stop it! Stop it!
Yep, there's the guy himself. He reminds me of someone from Sonic, not sure who.
Knock it, Sinbad.
We see only a knucklehead could get caught in a trap like that.
Nice. Awkward cut to a very calm results screen.
Level up because I'm sure you absolutely care about that.
We'll touch on the RPG system later in, I don't know, the next part, because it's pretty dull, honestly, is Pirate Storm.
And also, we're just kind of sitting through the dandlada.
Hey, Knuckles! How'd you get here?
I love Knuckles in this game. Back when he was a little bit dumb, but he still had the cockiness about him. I really hope they bring that back.
Yeah, it seems like Knuckles is one of them characters they've really flanderized over time. Like, it's reached a peak with Boom, which thankfully you can argue that that's like an alternate universe interpretation of him. But still, I do miss a little bit gullible Knuckles. Like, that's Knuckles at his best in my eyes.
Shara, listen, I hate to break it to you, but I'm kind of stuck here.
Been a while since we've heard Dan Green as Knuckles as well. It was really good to hear him again in Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions, which I watched for the first time with Helldragon a while back, and he still got it. The dude has still got it.
Yeah, Dan Green's just got one of them like eternally fucking amazing voices. So only let's be fair.
Leave him there.
Hey, listen, Hedgehog. Life's a game.
Why didn't they change his Lego shoes to be more... Well, are there any kind of like Arabian Legos that I'm not aware of?
I'll help you out
Tom,
later.
please stop trying to make me find these things in the original Arabian Nights, because it's not happening.
That wasn't a prompt, okay? Jeez. Alright, we gotta bust Sinbad out of the magical cage. They went through a lot of trouble to imprison this guy, so he's gotta be important.
Yes, I mean, he's important because he's one of the most famous stories in the Arabian Nights, as with Aladdin's Magical Lamp, which is why we have Shara and the Eraser Jinn, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, which is where Tails is Ali Baba, the whole overarching plot of Shahryar, which is why Eggman's Shahryar. So yeah, Sinbad's the only real one left of the major stories that people remember from the Arabian Nights.
Pretty simple mission overall. We'll be making a lot of loops around the level, like 3 to 4 times to be precise. We've got to find the 4 levers to open the cage. Other than that, pretty straightforward.
Seem to remember this one having a few irritating bits if it's the mission I'm thinking of. Like when you're climbing vertically and sometimes the game doesn't respond too well to climbing vertically with you having to tilt forward and backwards to go left and right on 2D sections. That's always fun.
Oh, when you're on a 2D plane, you mean?
Like here, yes. It just doesn't naturally adapt it to me. Like I can see my character going left and right, but I'm going forward and back. It's kind of hard to adapt to, I find.
Okay, well, you said the same thing about 3 times in a row, so it's gotta be true.
Clearly. Not just me being bad at talking.
Why did they create... I really shouldn't be questioning this, but why would you create a fail-safe? Like, just have a magic key. Let's find the magic key. Don't create this sort of thing if you want to keep the guy you... I'm getting so mad that I can't speak properly now. Well, more myth than anything, but it's a Let's Play. I've got to play this stuff up for entertainment's sake.
Yes, entertainment, not just us thinking you're obsessive over things that don't matter.
Well, you know, I'm sorry if my brain is wired incorrectly. Mr. makes really sharp S sounds with his mouth.
Hey, I think my mouth is the wrong shape. That happens.
Come to think of it, every time I see a photo of you, your mouth is covered up. Are you hiding something? Do you have a side mouth like Sonic?
No, I just can't be asked to shave.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, you see, Flame, what you do in that situation is that you wear that laziness with pride, and you just go, yeah, I'm just growing a beard, it's fine.
But I'm beyond growing a beard, I'm now chronically unemployable, that's the level mine's at.
Oh, wow. At least you'll always have Let's Plays, mate.
Yep, I'll go kill myself now, bye-bye.
Yeah, same. Richie, you're in charge of HFC now.
Well, I mean, considering that was apparently my evil plan all along, that's perfect. Thank you. I will let you know when it shuts down in about 2 years' time.
2? That's been a bit generous, don't you think?
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's not fair giving it to Richie though. He's the one out of us three who's actually got hope.
Yeah, true. True. So, Flame, how did you fare with this mission? You mentioned you had problems with the 2D sections, but overall, how did you do the first time?
I can't remember the first time, it was so long ago I played this, but I do think it maybe does drag on a little bit. I know that is like the nature of the beast when you've got these segmented levels and you've got different areas to explore, but like, I'm sort of done with Levitated ruins at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
That's pretty much where I'm standing with this.
End of statement. What about you, Rich?
Yeah, I seem to recall having a few slight frustrations with it. Mostly in these climbing up the tower bits, because yeah.
Oh, okay, so like Flame then, yeah.
Yeah, the 2D sections are just really buggy and janky. But certainly not the worst level in the game, or the worst mission. Dino Jungle Eggs, clearly one of the worst missions in the game. And I'm so glad that you don't actually have to do it, although I'm now just really depressed that you don't have to do it, and I forced myself to do that. And it's just like, why could someone have not told me this fact sooner? Because I would have just ignored the frickin' thing.
Ah, well. That ring back there, by the way, I think you may have to get the full charge on all of them to get the fire soul. You definitely have to do a full charge on the last one, that's for sure. Okay, well, I'll keep my hints to myself then. Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, like, can you see what I mean? Like, this is the part where it feels like the level's just sort of outstaying its welcome a little bit.
Yeah, just fire some missiles, spice it up a bit, Jim. Oh god, oh Jesus, it's my first day.
Yeah, is this like the sort of weaponry that would have been around then?
They're magic missiles, mate.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Well, also, magic missiles, but also... oh my god, that was just bold. But also, we're dealing with fiction and magic, and therefore everything is possible. Including giant floating balls that are trying to still kill you.
I opened the door, hooray, now I have to walk backwards.
This is so fucking finicky. The way it changes the camera there, and you have to suddenly change which input you're giving it.
Just this game!
Let's not go down this game route, okay? We're not that type of Let's Player anymore.
Oh shit, I better throw away my 6 pages of notes of just this game written over and over. I'm fucked. But that part there, it just reminds me of the White Acropolis in 06 where you got that running away section and then it suddenly changed the camera at the last minute. It's the same sort of bullshit, really.
Basically what you have to do here is not follow what I'm doing. You're trying to create springs on both these columns here, and once you get the second one, it will bounce you all the way to the top. There may be a shortcut, because getting a gold medal, it goes bronze, silver, gold, obviously, and the way that medals have done throughout time is it's pretty tricky. You've got to be going fast, and you've got to get points as well. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with Levitated Ruin myself now. Great level, love the music. Yeah, the 2D sections, not the best. It's okay when you just have to move left and right, but once you throw dangers in there, like spikes and stuff that can knock you off, and you have to shake to get back on, that's when it becomes a bit of a clusterfuck.
Definitely.
Where was Sonic going there, by the way? He like started walking away and then remembered, oh, I've got an appointment with Sinbad.
Yeah, trying to run away, then suddenly knock knock and fuck.
Pretty much.
Alright, let's see what Sinbad has to say. Hopefully it's not bad comedy.
He's going to tell us to go to Pirate Storm, therefore let's kill him now.
Ah, so bad comedy. Good stuff. That's that.
That fucking sound!
Sometimes it waits, I swear to God. It waits until you think it's not going to happen again, and then ba-da-na-na-na!
Why not just try splashing some water on him?
Oh, I love this. Oh, he's such a sassy motherfucker. Both of them, actually. This is classic Sonic and Knuckles rivalry.
It pretty much is, which I think that is why I am cool with the whole XP and the main Sonic characters into the story, because it just brings out that extra degree of character into this.
Oh, I was getting to that.
I like the little groan from off screen from Sonic. So yeah, we gotta get to the Water Blue Ring if we're gonna be able to defeat the Ifrit, and I guess it can be found in Pirate Storm, so we'll head on over there next time in Sonic and the Secret Rings.
The Arabian Nights really are worlds of endless adventures, aren't they?